What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from Dyslexic Investor, and thank you for tuning in for this fantastic video. Today, we're going to be looking at a sleeping bear, aka Tesla, that's been in a downward trend for a better half of 2.5 years, and we're seeing it finally breaking out on a very fantastic deliveries for Q2 for 2024. So, without further ado, I don't want to waste anyone's time here. What we're going to be discussing, we're going to be looking at Tesla on multiple time frames on the charts. We're going to discuss the AI day potentially coming out. I asked some of the folks on X on what's going on, when's the time is going to happen. Is there anything confirmed? I remember hearing something about like August time frame, but I couldn't recall and I wasn't able to accurately find a confirmed date on that. And then we're going to be talking about some price target increases. Webbush, Dan Ives is the more popular folk that you see on CNBC and on X on raising his price targets substantially for Tesla on this pretty monstrous breakout that we've seen the past 2 days. And again, this is the AM of the 3rd of July. We're still seeing some pretty insane volume pre-market coming in. It's up basically like $4 or $5 today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the monthly chart. So this is a monthly chart. Again, this is on Tasty Trade trading platform. If you're interested down below to checking it on how I trade options and so forth and charting, the basic stuff is within Tasty Trade. So you can see here a monthly chart going back 10 years, right? Look at that. That's pretty amazing. 2020 was fantastic for Tesla. We are finally breaking out. I know some folks, some more technical folks don't like these trend lines because you can draw lines every which way, but this is pretty significant here. Seeing this kind of trying to come out here. Most folks also don't fully invest and or understand the TTM squeeze. We're on a squeeze on the monthly chart that is fairly significant. So to give you some background on that particular indicator, we were a squeeze in went to back in November of 2019. All right. So then that huge move went from basically this again price adjusted due to the splits of $20, and it ran all the way up to 160, 161, almost 170. All right. And then it did little bit of pullback, but that total run went all the way to $417. So that's significant, right? Not again, this is just one indication on a lot of different things. Technical analysis requires multiple things to come together and see the crystal ball appear and this things happen. I'm slightly using sarcasm there if you don't pick up on that. Sometimes I don't. I've been told that by my wife. So these trend lines and downward facing, meaning downward trend, it's a downward slope. This large green candle here, just this week, again, due to the deliveries that we saw coming very strong, like 460, 470,000 cars compared to GM's 20K. And I believe Rivian came out with, I think, 613 or something like that. They made 10 and they delivered 13,000 or something like that. Pretty significant for them as well. Godspeed on that. But again, back to the chart here. I'm getting sidetracked, which I do quite a bit. TTM squeeze looking good. A lot of volume coming in, which is great on the upside. Kind of narrowing it down to more of a daily chart here. Again, going to the daily side now, 1 year back. We also were in a squeeze and it's popping out. This is crazy amount of volume. If we go, actually, I just want to go back 1 second. This Tesla's been in the doghouse, as they say. That it's been, and again, that downward trend for 2.5 years, that is significant. That is a enormous amount of pressure, amount of just negativity on the stock, negativity on the company. But this really large upside reversal, again, we'll see if it can stay, right? But we want to see some more conviction behind it. This is a very good first move in the right direction. So again, going back to the daily side here, this move is just crazy power. So this is basically since the announcement, which was the first, right? This would be right about here. We're basically up from 200 low, like 195 to basically 235. I think we're trading them 236, I think, in pre-market. How high can we go? I don't know. Some first levels, some very livermore round numbers is basically around 250, 240, those kind of price targets. We can get some more accurate stuff regarding some Fibonacci tracing. We can do that very basic here on the daily side. So let me go here. So the Fibonacci numbers was some people kind of understand. We'll see here to here. It's very beautiful colored, and it just really ramped everything up. So this didn't fit well. Basically looking for some price targets, as we saw that 230 is pretty significant level here. That's the 50%, that's the 618. The next really level that we were looking for is 400. So we'll see on how that plays out. It's always hard to predict, right? But what we can see, what I drew on here with the yellow line is R for resistance. Those are the folks that potentially bought in at these tops. As you can see here, kind of it went up and then completely crashed down, went up and completely crashed down. And it didn't just come back right away like a V shape. This thing has taken some time. This is basically December of last year right here. This has taken 8 months almost to come back. Not even come back, try to make a chance to even touch that level again. So being mindful of potentially that overhead resistance and potentially some of those older bag holders who want to get out, who've been holding it for quite some time. So on the flip side, we're seeing this boost of volume coming in due to the fact of people trying to catch up. People are like, oh, wait, this could be a market darling again, like the Nvidia, like the Microsoft, like the Metas and Googles and Amazons like that, because it was part of that cohort for a long period of time. So seeing that potentially come out. So kind of give a little quick summary of what we're seeing on the technical side. We first want to see the volume stay and the price target stay in the sense of the price action. This volume coming in, we could potentially see it, of course, wean off because you can't keep this amount of octane coming into a stock for an extended period of time. We saw that again with Nvidia too. It kind of petered off a little bit. We could potentially see a bear flag coming into play. So I can give you a little bit of more of an understanding of what a bear flag is. This would be something that would potentially come up to a certain level, and then what we could see is basically a flagging. Yeah, whoopsies, did the wrong line. Let's do here. We want to do basically it can come up to this level. Let's say it just stays here, maybe goes a little bit higher, and we can get kind of like a pattern somewhat like this that could potentially create another bear flag. You don't want it to come crashing down, of course. That would be a red flag in a lot of cases. So we want to be very careful about that. So discussing all this other technical side of things, there are a lot of fundamental things that are coming down the chute here as well. So we can just kind of jump into that here. We have, of course, the Tesla fantastic delivery. So they reported producing 410,831 vehicles and delivering basically 443,000, almost 444,000 vehicles. Again, if you this is hard to, a lot of people have very short-term memory loss. If you look back just 2 or 3 months, and even just 2 or 3 weeks ago, Tesla was substantially in the doghouse of not being a very market loved darling, not being, basically just being pooped on, and just like the stock's just going to continue going down. We had a lot of the bearish folks coming out saying it's going back to 100, all these things. these things pile up. It's the very famous saying. I know it gets played a lot. Where if there's blood in the streets, you should be buying or whatever it is. Um, it's basically the inverse of if things are going down and up, and if you fully understand the company, aka like what Peter Lynch teaches throughout all his teachings and books, is if you know the company and you understand it, just buy it. If you understand it, most folks don't take the time to invest in it. They just kind of do a quick headline reading and so forth. But if you're fully invested into it, it's something that you can really potentially see. So going back and putting that all aside, we're looking at the deliveries. This is a huge upside. We're seeing the stock continue to run this morning. Again, it is a short trading today. It's only half a day, but we have our buddy Dan Ives over here, completely being the bull that he is, and showing that, hey, price targets are going to be raised. We're raising the price target to 300. All right, 300. This is on the combination of the AI day potentially coming out. Again, I haven't seen too much information about it. The full autonomous of uh, FSD and becoming substantially better and greater. Most people who know Tesla and have understood Tesla, like, hey, it's like 95% there. It just needs a little bit more refining before the FSD is fully up and running. So, on that note, I would love to hear on what your folks' perspectives are on this. Like, you can go ahead and hit me up on the old X. I've been using that a lot more and checking that out. You can go ahead and check out there. Try to post pretty regular there. On that note, we want to continue being mindful of what how trading goes. Is it okay to start buying Tesla today? I would say for me, nah, because of the huge run up. I would like to see some digestion first, and see how things play out. Because again, this is just the first inning. As Dan Ives has said, this is just the beginning of the party. It's only 9 p.m., and the party's going all the way to 4 a.m. the following day. So don't rush in, set your targets, have a plan. And again, I appreciate the view. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.